So today we're taking a walk down to the beach, down at Amadores. We're staying at the Altamar, which is at the top of this hill. And we're walking down to about 15 minutes walk at penny pace, which is our little girl. It's about 15 minutes walk down to the beach. Very steep hill. Could of course get a taxi, but downhill it's a much easier walk. So we're going to walk down the hill, we're going to have a little drink at the bottom, and then we're going to walk across the front towards Puerto Rico. From the bottom of the hill across to the front of Puerto Rico, it's about 1 kilometre. Fairly flat. Little bit of an uphill in places, but fairly flat. That'll maybe take us another 15-20 minutes at penny pace. And then I think the plan is to walk into the centre and just play a few games on the arcades with the kids. I tend to like that. Quite a few people out and about today, obviously going down to the beach. Lovely hot day. Hello, sweetheart.
Mum said stop the house. Yeah, Alfie said stop to me, but he put his hand right in my face.
Alright.
So this is start working with a season holiday makers, aren't they?
In front?
Did you see them?
No, what would they do?
Oh, they were just like, we just knew what they were doing. Like 2 older people. They were like proper tans all over.
Are they retired?
Yeah.
Maybe it's cheaper to stay out here.
Season holiday makers. Or maybe live out here. Have a timeshare.
Is that the Amadores up there, do you think?
Yes, that is the Amadores.
There isn't any sign on the front to say it is, or it isn't. There's another building that kind of disappears into the rock there as well, that orangey one. The orange one.
It's Las Villas de Amadores.
Las
And then
Villas de
apartments
Amadores.
beyond.
What, up there in that
I think
crevice?
that creamy coloured one.
Oh, okay, yeah. And then you've got
And then we've got Vista Golf, I think. Just having a look on the
that's
map.
no more of a walk
Than what we're
than
doing.
what we're doing
Yeah.
right at the top. Yet it seems a long way out of the way,
It
doesn't
says
it?
Holiday Club there, look.
Yeah.
You're doing really well. I reckon we're nearly halfway.
We're gonna get the bottom penny. We're gonna go into the spa.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna have a drink.
Ooh, what you gonna have, Penny? What you gonna choose?
Oh yes, there is a big sign. Look down the side of that
Oh yes, Altamar,
Altamadores.
which is the sister hotel.
I can't see.
To ours.
We're not up there, but I have a feeling that it doesn't have the same type of view that ours does.
There's Serenity Hotel.
Oh, with the circle porthole.
Right, that's okay.
Lots of people making heart shapes with their initials in out of rock here. We've seen that for a lot of years. Kind of on that barren ground. Looks like that might be a coach going off to the airport, or maybe coming from the airport. Up to the top here, up to the Altamadores. Looks a very steep but much shorter way up to that hotel than up there. Holiday Club. Very clumpy with your shoes today, Alfie. It is quite steep. There's a tourist bus. Quite a lot of space to park up here if you've got a hire car. Quite a few taxis do runs up to the hotels from here. Yesterday it cost us €4.15 from the bottom up to the top, but you started at about $3.50, so it is the height of summer. It's probably the most expensive that he'll start at, or she of course. There's always taxis around here. Car park's a little bit more full. Right, we've been going about 15 minutes. I think we'll stop off at this spa for a drink while the girls catch up. Nearly there. Okay, so our drinks in hand. A little bit further down here now at the beach. Bus stop that's directly in front of us there, that takes us to the market at Mugan. Check out our other video on that. Cheapest way to get there. No, thank you. And that's where the bus drops you off when you come back from the market.
Like two stops, one car.
No, you're a penny.
Yeah, you just said I'm wow.
Se busca la vida para allá. Para París no, para un sitio de esto de Granada o no sé dónde. Se va a vivir allí todo listo.
Para buscarse la vida allí.
Primero a Sevilla, ahora en Granada, pero
Ah, claro, que todo va así. Pero ella dice que se lo piensa, si se va fuera o no, mira tú. Emilia, no salí ni por la calle y vas a ir a vivir fuera. Que no se quedó tirando al aeropuerto porque dijo que no. No sabe buscarse la vida sola. Sí, no sale sola, me llama a mí para salir. ¿No? Ya le dije, me vas a echar en medio de la piscina. Le dije, la sacaron, ¿y ahora qué? Antes de que cierre el cuarto. Qué miedo, yo te digo, pero llámame. Yo te guío. Digo, llámame y te guío. Pues me llamo, yo vengo,
Amadores Beach, and underneath this canopy is a load of shops all the way around. Little shops. I think there might be some restaurants under there as well. Should we find somewhere to sit and have a drink?
Yeah.
In the shade, if there is some.
some shady spots over there.
Yeah, cool. Let's have a look.
I need the toilet.
Oh, well, the toilets are over there.
Pay for the privilege.
You have to pay to go to the toilet, so at least you did last time.
Yeah. I think it's about 60 cents.
That's what I saw.
Okay. So we've discovered that that sign says toilets 70 cents now, so they've gone up, inflation. There's a nice bit of shade along here though, a couple of benches. So we're sitting on here waiting for the ladies to get back. You alright, Alfie?
Yeah, I'm alright.
It's only been like 20 minutes.
Yeah, 20-minute walk. It was okay, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Good spa at the bottom. There is a spa in the Altamar, so we could have got some drinks there anyway, but I thought that the drinks might get warm in my backpack while we were walking, so it's probably a better idea to get them at the bottom here. If you can do that, 15-20 minute walk to the spa at the bottom, walking fairly slow, then you can get a drink at the bottom. So I think the plan is to spend a few minutes down here. I don't think we're going to have a look through the shops, but we'll see. We might have a look through the shops to the left hand side here. And then we'll walk along the front, along the seafront, along the walk, which is only about 1 kilometre, it isn't that far, to Puerto Rico. What's that?
So I've just been to the toilets down on Amadores Beach, and that cost us 70 cents. And to be honest, I expected them to be quite lovely for 70 cents, but they were a bit tired, to be honest. They weren't very clean. There was 3 or 4 toilets open. There was nowhere to dry your hands. They were a bit smelly, but Penny needed a toilet, so it was fine. But yeah, 70 cents to use the toilet. But you can see how busy the beach is today and how many people are going to be using those toilets.
And then you went for a walk along the front.
There was a little, just by the toilets, there was a little wooden board walk kind of thing, and I went down the sand. So I walked down there to the front. And the sea was lovely, actually. The sea was lovely and cool, but very, very busy along the front there.
And sometimes on these beaches you would walk along the front, but there's no real space to do that other than paddling in the sea.
Yeah, I mean there is a couple of people walking. You can see some people walking around there, but it felt very much like people were just sitting along the edge of the water with like the towels and stuff. So there wasn't a lot of space to kind of walk around. It seemed very, very busy down there.
Looking this way across there back to the toilets, it looks very busy on that side.
Yeah.
If you look this side, there's a lot of spare yellow beds that people haven't rented or purchased. So maybe the closer to the sea, people are putting their own towels and things down.
The price. Did you see the price?
No, I didn't see the price of them.
Oh, there it is. Can you see it there?
No.
Where the umbrella is?
Yeah, I can't see the price, it's a bit too small.
I think it's €5 for a bed.
So maybe about €5 for the bed. We can't quite see the sign from here.
And 6 for an umbrella.
And 6 for an umbrella, so not sure how long that's for, but obviously they're available for rental. Oh, 15.
2 with an umbrella.
15 for 2 sunbeds with an umbrella.
Yeah.
Alright. But lots of people have opted not to do that.
Lifeguards on duty. I've seen a couple of lifeguards around, so that's pretty good. It's very busy.
And that water blow up thing over there is quite busy by the looks of it, with kids on the day.
Can't remember what it's called. Something like Amadores Water Fun Park or something like that.
There's a few rental pedals with slides on. There's only about 4 out, but there's lots over on the side there that you can rent.
We might come back, but we're more pool people than beach people.
Yeah.
I do like walking along the beach, but
Well, it's a nice walk this, and about halfway along. It's only about a kilometre, about 500 metres along. There's the hotel that's opposite us, which has a little cafe at the bottom of the rock. So we tend to stop off and get a lolly or something for the kids and for us.
just while we're walking along, under here, where these shelters are here, this is all shops and restaurants. There's loads of places to eat.
I wasn't sure. I've talked about the shops. I wasn't sure if there was any restaurants, but actually that one there says restaurant on it, so obviously there is.
Some shops and restaurants that you can kind of. We actually bought an inflatable here once, and buckets and spades the last time we came on, or the first time maybe. But yeah, lots of shops and restaurants and places to get ice creams and drinks, which is good.
But we do tend to prefer the pool rather than. Oh look, there's people diving.
Yeah.
Lots of diving kit here. That's cool. I'd like to do that. But
There's
where?
some people snorkeling in, like without packs. I mean, just like people with their own snorkels. There's some people.
There's some people out there.
Yeah.
But we're not really beachy people. We'll maybe go to the beach once a holiday. We haven't been at all this holiday. We might not even go. Last year when we were here, we went to the beach with some family at Puerto Rico, and the water was boiling.
Yeah. I don't mind the beach. I quite like it. It's just the sand that gets in everything, and then the sand's really, really hot on your feet.
Yeah, we'll prefer to be at the pool.
The thing is, with the pool, you're dead hands, easy everything, but it is nice. I like coming, but
it might sound windy on the camera. It's not windy, it's breezy, and it's a warm
nice
breeze. But we're just going to cross over here, and we're going to, this is probably the worst climb, we're going to climb up here, around the corner. Quite a climb up here. Have done the run up here like that gentleman once before, but not for quite a while. It is a pull. It's nice and shady under here though. I wouldn't have said it's cool. It's cooler than being out there in the sun, but the breeze has disappeared under this canopy.
can you see the sunbeds all along the pier?
Oh yeah.
There's people in sunbeds, but they're not on the beach.
So there's sunbeds all the way along the pier there. Guess that's a way of stopping getting the sand in your toes. So top and bottom.
Yeah.
So you can go on the beach if you would like to, but top and bottom have sunbeds on. That's worth remembering.
I don't know how much they are, but might be something similar.
I assume they're rentals and they're a similar price. There are some people line fishing down there, which is cool. The water's very clear. guess they must have launched boats from there, but that hasn't been working for a long time. We've seen that for years now. It's been blocked off. It looks like a ramp for boats.
Yeah, maybe.
There's a dinghy being pulled along. Can you see it? A dinghy being pulled along behind a speedboat. Absolutely beautiful place. The sand is really white and the sea is very clear, but very blue. Just as we get around the corner, it starts to get breezy again. Lots of boats. Oh yeah, there's people down there fishing. With sails, there's some boats that are speed boats, there's almost those blow-up boats with the engines on the back, there's yachts. People going up on parachutes, behind speedboats. There's a lot of water sports here that you can do. That's the hotel in front of us that is opposite the Altamar on the corner, and below that, it's built into the rock, below that there's a little place to have some drinks. We can get an ice lolly.
It's the Gloria.
The Gloria, I couldn't remember what it was called.
Oh. Gloria
Yeah.
Palace or Gloria something.
And just about see it on the sign, Gloria.
Yeah.
Don't know what's underneath,
There's
it's very
two, so
small.
This is Puerto Rico, and then there is one at Amadores as well.
Gloria?
Gloria hotels. Yeah.
Ah, right, okay. So I always get confused about this because it's almost like an M shape. And on one side of the M you've got Puerto Rico, on the other side of the M you've got Amadores, and in the middle, I don't know what that is.
We're still technically classed as Puerto Rico.
Puerto Rico, yeah.
Yeah.
And that middle bit of the M is where the Altamar is, and it's called Puerto Rico, but it's actually at the top of the bank over at Amadores.
It's very far out from Puerto Rico, isn't it? It's like
Yeah.
5 minutes, well, it's like 7 minutes in a taxi.
Yeah,
something
5-6
like that.
minutes in the taxi, which can cost you up to
It cost us 8 one night. But
8 one night because there was a bit of traffic,
Traffic, yeah.
and
it was quite late.
the taxi tried to take us around the traffic, which meant it obviously went a bit more distance. So that was 8.
Yeah. When we came at Easter, it was about 3 or 4 euros, I think.
Yeah.
And then when we came in the summer, it's usually about 7.
I think that's because the starting
I
price
think
is a
it's
bit
different.
more.
When we came at Easter, it wasn't the season. We weren't in like the summer season yet.
But going up from the Morgan Mall up to the Altamar, that only cost us about 7.
Yeah.
So it cost us a little bit more going down
usually have
one
about
night.
10 ready just in case somebody,
Yeah.
but-
And that's height of the summer prices, and they start at a more expensive rate.
And to be honest, that's probably where the majority of our cash goes, isn't it? When
Yes.
we're here, 'cause we're all inclusive, so we don't need a lot of cash kind of when we're at the hotel. But it's things like drinks and ice creams when we're out, and taxis that take the bulk of our cash, which is fine, and we know that.
But we
We
really
plan for
like,
that.
I think we really like the views from the Altamar.
Yeah.
We,
We like the views, and the food suits us brilliantly.
the food's lovely for us.
It suits the kids, it suits our fussy eaters.
And actually the location at the top's nice, but we do have to factor in the fact that we will get
That we're,
a taxi.
that we're not walking distance to
Yeah.
shops and things like that. Yeah.
If we get a taxi down to the shops, we'll get one back.
Yeah.
If we walk to the shops, we'll get one back. We've not yet walked back from the shops. I think
No.
we could.
There is the
But it would be
Europa
a push.
Centre where we haven't been yet.
Yeah.
There's a lot of similar, I suppose, souvenir shops. Lots of restaurants and bars, isn't there? We might see that later on. Have you talked about the hotel at the spa?
The spa.
There's a spa in our hotel. Spa
Oh.
shop. Spa.
Yes, briefly.
Yeah, so we've been able to get cakes and water there, haven't we? To have in the room.
Oh, let's have a look. Ah, they're doing well. Here she comes.
Alfie takes it in his stride. Not an issue. Do you want a snack, sweetheart? Would you like a snack?
She's just singing along to herself.
Okay.
We're nearly there, look, on just underneath here.
Let's go and get a screenshot.
There's a little place to stop. Yeah, so there's a spa shop. Rather than a spa with a sauna, which is what I thought Caroline was talking about.
So we get water and
Yeah, so we can get
little
water,
cakes in there.
drinks, cakes. You can get coffee in there, you can get suntan lotion in there, you can get all the regular stuff that you would expect to get in there. Because we're all inclusive, we don't tend to buy much, but the little cakes for Penny that she likes are good.
So you
And
can
water.
go self-catering or half bought, so
Yeah.
some people use that. At the Europa Centre there is a hyper-dino, not a very big one, but there is a hyper-dino supermarket, so you could get some bits and bobs in there as well. I'm not sure about that. We'll have to see.
È come dicono, hai
So our hotel's very close to the Europa Centre. The Europa Centre is a small shopping centre with bars and restaurants. Oh, Caroline's just reminding us that that's where our hotel is, the very top one.
With the yellow umbrellas.
Might see some yellow umbrellas at the top, that's ours.
There's the
Just
Bahia
below
blanket
that.
underneath. That's the Rio Vistamar, I think it's called. But yeah, that's us up there.
Yeah, so at the top there is the Europa Centre. It's a place where there's a few shops, a few bars and restaurants, a few things for the kids to do, like trampolines. Can play pool, there's a few bars, a few pub-like places. We don't tend to go there very much, but I guess if you're self-catering then you can go there quite a lot. Get your meals. It's a lovely boat. Just down this dip we'll get to this little stop off. Hopefully it's open again this year. Just below this hotel, if you can see that. That's the Gloria. There's a lift going up the side there, if you can see that. And here on the left should be the little shop. Looks like it might be open. Ah, perfect. You can get ice creams, you can get drinks, you can get lollies. We'll probably stop off at here and get the kids something. Just underneath the Glory Hotel. And there's all the boats coming out of Puerto Rico. So we've just got our ice creams and our lollies. I'm just making our way along the rest of this walkway. From Amadores Beach to Puerto Rico. When we get to Puerto Rico, we get to the port first, or a bit of the port, and then the beaches round from there.
Die Hochkletter, ne? Viel spaßiger. GoPro gut.
Do you want this one? Yeah, it tastes like strawberry. Strawberry Clippo.
That wasn't too bad, right?
What was it, 11? 11 for 4. Ah, now, I always thought that that bit in the middle was halfway. Clearly it's not. Because there's the end of the walkway.
It's more than halfway.
It's more than halfway, yeah.
Ahí es el peor de todo esto. No como coge la gente.
There's all the water sports. Absolutely beautiful day. It's about 25 degrees, 26 degrees. And there's the port. This used to be a really nice looking restaurant. Never been in it, so I can't say it was nice, but nice looking. Then after COVID, it's become really derelict. Just talking about this restaurant here, it used to look really nice the first time we came.
I don't remember it.
Never been in it, but it's been empty since, and it still looks empty, and that's years later. This is where you get all your boat excursions. Penny, come in.
La sombra más, Que no tenga sombra.
Just along the front here next to the port, there's a few bars and restaurants, but also shops just in behind here. A little bit of shade out of the sun. Just along from the port, you've got the beach. This is Puerto Rico Beach. Got a number of places where you could have an ice cream and a drink on the front. You might find, as we did last year, that people come out and invite you in for a drink, try and get your business. But we'll see what it's like this morning. Nice soft sand here, but the sand gets very hot under feet. Does seem a bit calmer here in terms of numbers. Seems to be a bit of space over here where there's no rental beds. I think there's space where there's no rental beds, so like here.
Yeah, I was
seems
thinking
to be a lot
it
of
looks
space.
less busy, but it is. I don't know if it is bigger.
Now last year that water was really warm.
Yeah.
It was
Quite far in actually.
it was lovely.
Tide was going.
Tide does look fine. We don't go all the way that around there. That's the other side. We won't hit the other side.
We're walking along here and then we're going to walk through the shady street.
Be going. We've crossed over so that we can get the shade on this side a little bit more. About halfway around the beach, and it isn't a huge beach, but about halfway around the beach you've got the walkways into the town centre.
Mum, what happens if a cactus runs into you? The real one?
Oh, ouchie.
There we go. Just pull it out.
Penny's finding a bit of enjoyment walking along this wall. So that's her now until we get about halfway around. Here's some of the restaurants that you can go to. All sorts of languages. That menu board's in. Does seem to be a lot of empty beds towards the back. Although at the time of year we're posting this, mid to late August, in the UK the Scottish schools are going back, the English schools are still off, and we're finding things are a little bit less busy.
You should drink through my nose for something.
That means you are likely to get a cheaper flight out of Edinburgh and Glasgow, which is where we flew out of, although we live close at the Newcastle airport or Teesside airport or even Leeds Bradford airport. Edinburgh was quite a bit cheaper, because their schools have pretty much gone back now, or are going back very soon. Some gluten-free food in there. Golden Beach, I think that's the restaurant that we stopped at before. We only had drinks, but it was nice. Quite a bit of space at the back of this beach. Not a huge beach, but lovely. Just beyond the barrier there, they have the water sports. Might be able to see some of the boats out there. And just here on the left hand side, we're going to turn in here. It's a bit more shady. You can walk through almost like linking parks, I suppose, and those linking parks take you into the centre, where the kids are going to play a few games on the arcades. That's the carrot that we dangle, and to be fair, they've done quite a bit of walking then. We'll probably get a taxi back. Might cost us 6 or 7 to get the taxi back, but we wouldn't be able to get them to walk back up the top. There is a spa under here as well. So again, good for some drinks, if that's what you need while you're down at the beach. Some shops on the way into the centre. And just follow this road all the way in. So we've just walked through a couple of those parks, across the road. This is the subway. Only took a couple of minutes. Alfie's trying not to shout things through the subway. And then we go up the other side, just by this taxi sign, past a crazy golf.
We said he needed to pay his house, we'll do a little small one after that. So.
And first of all, we're going to head to a McDonald's because we need a drink. Maybe an ice cream.
Just cross this road.
Oh, through the shade. Oh look, they're doing something here. So that's that play park. Well, maybe they're not. I've been to that play park before. It's alright. Earlier in the morning. At this point, it will be melting. They've got the right idea. Can smell a little bit along here. I think sometimes some of the excess waste runs into these canal type things, particularly when there's a big rain. So there's pocket of areas, there's pockets where you might get a little whiff, but quickly passes. Doesn't smell now. It's quite a nice little walk here. This is the Angry Birds playground. It does cost to go there. That's a reasonably new addition within the last few years. It was never there when we were little. It does cost to get in there. It's not something we've ever wanted to take our kids to, but there's an option there if you want to take the kids to the place for a morning or for the day. There it is. Plenty for the kids to do. Just beyond this little clump of shops here is the crazy golf course and the McDonald's that we're aiming for. And that building in the background there looks a bit red or terracotta. That is the Puerto Rico shopping centre, where we might have a few games of air hockey and things like that. There's a bit of a reward for little legs getting so far. She's done incredibly well. Lovely walk though. It's probably the most energetic we'll be this holiday. We'll not do that again. It's a great walk to do at least once in the week. Particularly to walk off some of that all-inclusive food. You can become very overindulgent. There's the crazy golf. Been there a few times over the years. A few little restaurants if you're staying in this part of Puerto Rico. Live music on all the nights that you might be down here. And this is the back of McDonald's. I think we might go up this way. There's the mini golf course. Hasn't changed at all in years. But it's good fun. Not too busy today. You can tell when it's come to the end of the school holidays, when places like that are empty. Anyway, here we are at McDonald's. It's time for a coffee and an ice cream. If you found this video useful and you'd like to see more travel tips, tricks and reviews, why not give it a like and subscribe to the channel.